Alright, Saturday afternoon. I spent most of the morning helping a buddy out. And now I'm going to come home and help myself out. So I need to move this old girl out. I need to take a few more parts off that thing so I can throw it in the scrap pile. Probably need to clean up my workbench just a little. Not too much. It still needs to be the messiest workbench in all of YouTube, you know. And I'm going to wheel another motor in and tear it apart and see if it's worth saving. That's my plan anyway. Well, before I could get any of that done, I got a phone call and I had to go pick up something else. But while I'm sorting through that something else, the little man's going to take a few more things off this boat anchor before we throw it in the bushes. And this is what I went and got. It's a 350 4-bolt main. I gotta look it over. See if it's worth re-ringing or it needs bored or what. I don't know. But it came with a Mallory Unilite distributor. And some fender well headers for something. Anyway, let me see what I got here. Alright, I cleaned up the other stuff. The heads don't appear to be anything decent. So we'll take those apart and give them to Mama for scrap. I think they're 624, if I remember right. Anyway, small valves, cracked prone. And then look at that bore. I've never seen one like that before. There's a ridge here and there. Huh. Only on one side. It's like the cylinder delaminated. I'd say the ring's stuck. I bet what it is. In some other cylinders you can see rust, and this thing was running. I bet you this motor sat somewhere and they broke it free and there was a good bit of rust right there, and that's what happened. The rings wore through it. So that's not a ringer. That's a, you're gonna have to bore that thing. Well, you're not gonna have to. Somebody's gonna have to, and I don't think it's gonna be me. At least at this juncture. It would probably be a good core if somebody wanted to build it. Looks like you about got it. It's loose.
Almost.
The little man's gonna tear apart the junk 305. Just for fun. Right?
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. Your technique is improving. He got one. Good thing it was a junk motor because it fell on the floor.
Yeah.
But that's what it takes, a little practice. You get the hang of this, I'll sit in the house and you build the motors.
Alright.
Alright, now I gotta pull this thing ahead and make up my mind what I'm gonna do with that motor right there. Be a good one to save, but heck. A man can have too much stuff. Let me dig this other motor out and see, we'll tear into it and see what it looks like. Don't forget, you gotta catch it. Is it hitting the block?
Yeah.
What did you do, boy? Here, let me see it. Now you gotta center it. See there? Try that. Hey, done it. Now, before you armchair experts say something about we didn't do this right, we know. It's a boy's first time taking pistons out, and it's a junk motor. So it's good to see the process, how things come apart, how it looks. Alright, I made a phone call and sold it. So that one's bye-bye. And while I was busy doing that, the little man removed the remainder of the pistons. Let's look and see what sort of damage happened with all that metal floating around. There's some of the metal that come out of the oil pump. The gears inside the oil pump pretty heavily worn. There's a bearing. Not looking too good. It's like sandpaper floating around in there. That one looks real bad. But not down to the brass yet. So anyway, that's interesting. You forgot a couple bearings there, pal. You could save it if you bought a crank and a couple rods, but it's a 305. And did you ever hear of anybody saving a 305?
No.
Have you ever heard of anybody saving a 400?
Maybe.
Yeah, he does pay attention. Alright, we dug this motor out. We're going to tear it apart and see what it's made of. You want to?
Sure.
And then we sold the other motor. It's already gone. And we need to throw this one in the junk pile. And maybe clean the workbench off a little bit. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, let's do it. Hey, look who joined us. Mama joined us. She's feeling puny. But she'll get better. I'm confident. Hey! Look at that. The little man just pulled the distributor out and I didn't show him how to do it. I'm impressed. See this face? That's my impressed face.
All I did was pull it up.
Alright, this motor is the one that came out of, I think it was a 78. I had it running when we got it, but it ran. But that's about all you could say for it. She was pretty wimpy. So we're going to tear it down and see if it's savable. I suspect bad cam, bad timing chain contributing to its poor condition. But we're going to tear this thing down and see what it looks like. Right, bud?
Right.
Alright, what are we going to take off next?
I don't know.
Let's take the carburetor off, yeah. 1/2 inch socket, long extension, 3/8 drive ratchet. Let's see your hands, see if you've been doing any work. Yep. He's been pretty handy. Took all the bolts of the intake out. I lifted it off for him. He removed the valve covers, pulled the distributor, took the carburetor off. But now we're getting to the meat of it. One observation, this motor's a whole lot cleaner than that 305 was. Looks like it's got crappy heads. 462624. Anyways, let's pull the heads off. You want to?
Sure.
Alright. Look at him go. Does it look okay?
Yes.
Sometimes you'll see the end that's supposed to be round is flat. And that is bad. You might need to go a little bit more. Remember, that one turns a lot slower than the other one, so it takes longer. Alright, excellent. Pretty soon we'll have this motor all apart. Alright, we got one head off it, and things, where's my flashlight, are looking pretty promising so far. There's a little ridge there, not too bad. Some scratches, but can't catch a nail on it. It's got Fel-Pro head gaskets on it, so it's been apart. It looks like standard bore. Somebody's been scratching on top of the piston. Trying to get it to top dead center, I bet ya. And the heads, they ain't very good heads, but they're 194 valves. None of the exhaust valves are sunk. We might be okay. He's getting her. I got a good feeling about this one so far. Look at that, the bores are looking all nice and pretty. No big scratches, well, except for that one, but it's not very deep. The ridge is very minor. Alright, let's pull some lifters. I bet we'll find some short ones. What do you think?
Sure.
Alright, we've pulled some out. Keep going, buddy. And they show a little dish on each lifter. I don't know if you can see that. But a couple of these are stuck, and I'm betting they're in bad shape. That one's stuck. That one's stuck. Keep going, bud. Some of them have come out easy.
Like so.
Yeah. Usually, if they come out easy, they ain't too bad. If they come out hard, they ain't too good. Try not to drop them on the floor there, mister. You don't know your own strength, do you? The little man and I have just discussed it, and we have a situation developing. And that is, we're both hungry. So we're going to go in the house, wash our little hands, and find something to eat. And then we'll come back out and tear some more apart. What do you say?
Sounds like a plan.
Alright. Well, the little man and I went down and had something to eat. And then we discussed it again, and I have figured out I'm tired. So I think what we're going to do, since it's supposed to rain cats and dogs tonight, is I'm going to move that little thing there out the way. And pull the Firebird in, close the door, and go get cleaned up and take a nap maybe, or something. And then if you want to see the remainder of the engine disassembly, you'll just have to watch tomorrow's episode. And if you really need something to do, you can go to MrHeavyChevy.com and buy a t-shirt or something.
To pass the time.
Yeah, to pass the time, that's right. Alright, we got the Firebird in. Go ahead, pal. That's it. Check us out tomorrow. See ya.